All right, and it looks like the Kings are about 2 minutes away from their 7th straight win as Memphis is trying for a miraculous finish, but the Kings in control of this game with a big second half, allowing only 17 points in the third and currently 21 in the fourth. Great to have you with us. Not officially yet the post-game show. Ryan in Sacktown will be joining me here in just a little bit. We take your messages as well. Great to have you here on the stream. The show has officially begun. Yes, indeed. Great to have you with me. I will be doing this for all 3 games of this road trip. Atlanta tomorrow, followed by the Boston Celtics coming up on Friday. So a full timeout right now. We bring in Rhino in Sacktown. And Ryan, so far so good for Sacramento to start a road trip. Really surprising everyone with Ja Morant starting tonight. We thought he was going to be out. That was the word 24 hours ago, even last night. It did not seem like he was going to play. He got the go-ahead. They obviously missed Desmond Bain, who torched Sacramento the last time they played. But good things looking right now for the Kings to start this road trip.
Yeah, no doubt, Grant. Great way to start the road trip with Ja Morant. Interesting, you could see him limping around a little bit. And one thing that really stuck out to me is if the Kings weren't on this run and didn't start to have that target on their back, would Ja have played this game, Grant?
Great question. That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. I will just lean towards saying no, he would not have. I think that's a very good point that you just made. We'll never know unless he speaks about it after the game. But, Memphis has been a big nemesis for the Kings over the last few years. They have owned Sacramento. And obviously no Desmond Bain is a big loss for Memphis. But Memphis had only one loss on the home floor coming into this game. And, the fact that the Kings can start this road trip, if they can hold on here in the final 2 minutes and win this game, even if they happen to lose tomorrow and lose on Friday, they're still going to come home 2 games over 500 to take on Phoenix.
That's right, Grant. And they're rolling into Atlanta with a lot of confidence at this point, 7 straight, and win to kick off the road trip. I think that, winning this game tonight is really big for them because they did not start out well. And they were just taking good shots. They weren't taking great shots. They had 14 threes in the first quarter. Mike Brown, obviously, or it seemed like he got it in their ears, 7 threes in the second. So, let's see if they can tweak those things. Defense picked up. Very excited. Free throw shooting, though. We cannot win against Atlanta, and we certainly cannot win against Boston shooting free throws the way that we did tonight.
And this game's not over yet. I mean, Morant has cut it to 5, and, that these games are never over when you have the 3-point line. So many things can happen when you have the 3-point line in play. So we'll watch it down the stretch, and we're getting a lot of nice messages. What do you contribute to the Kings playing as a team? I think their players that are their best players are playing to the level of their ability, and I think it starts with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. I'll start right there.
Yeah, and Grant, I would add, I think they're having fun. They look like they're having a lot of fun.
Well, winning is fun. Winning is fun.
Absolutely, it's fun. But even when they weren't winning at the start of the season, you could see that they were having a little bit of chemistry, and the guys seem to like each other. I mean, we're not in the locker room, but, seeing them on the court, joking around, they know where each other are going to be on the floor, and everybody's touching the ball.
Yeah, we'll see if they can hold on here. Memphis trying to make last run, and this game's not over yet. I mean, that's the one thing, when you have trouble beating a team like the Kings have, Memphis, you have to wait until the clock says 0-0-0. So we'll see. Game's not over yet. They got to close this one out, as this says here from Dorian. Yep, let's go Kings. Let's close this out. Amen to that. Amen to that.
And it may come down to free throws. Let's hope that they can knock those down and gets to that point. Kind of watching here in the background. So
yeah, go ahead. Keep on watching. This game shows they need another good big man for rebounds and blocks. I think blocks for sure. Keegan Murray not rebounding very well. Memphis is on a run right now. So you're watching it. I'm following it on my screen here. So you can update me more than I can update you. But I got it 104, 101. Is that what it is right now?
Yeah, Memphis is at the line shooting too. I think you're a bit ahead of me. So
okay. So they have cut it to 3. So there we have. And that what you just said is one of the reasons why it's so difficult for me to do a watch party or me announce a game, because we're all watching in different areas of the country, and I'm ahead of you. We're not all in sync, which would make it very difficult to have this type of a form if we're all watching a game together, but we're not really watching the same thing at the same time,
Yeah, it'd also make it very difficult for one person to speak at the same time.
Yeah.
You would be seeing it at different times,
boy.
like you said.
Yeah, another turnover. Wow. I'll tell you this, this game is not over. All right. That's right. Very big turnover, Dorian. Very big turnover indeed. Wow. Man, oh, man.
Jeez. Okay, we got it back.
Yep.
Let's see what they do.
Yep. Got to make the free throws. If the Kings make their free throws here in the final minute, they're going to win the game.
Yep.
They will win the game if they make their free throws. That's exactly right.
Who did Memphis foul? They will win the game, yeah. Who did Memphis foul, Grant?
Beg your pardon?
Who did Memphis
foul? Fouled Harrison Barnes.
Barnes? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So, even if you make one of two here, you're fine, and he does. So, 105 to 101. And the Kings kind of got lucky there after turning the ball over. And Harrison makes both free throws, 106, 101. So,
good spot.
Again, the game's not over yet. There's still time. With the 3-point line in play, these games are never over. They're never over. But you make your free throws, and you'll be fine. Make your free throws, and you win the game.
And do not foul. Do not give away
you do
free
not want to
points
foul.
with
Make
the
them
stop
use the
clock.
clock. Amen to that.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, wow. Well, and what happens? The foul. Morant, though, misses the free throw. So, am I ahead of you?
Yeah, you're ahead of me.
Okay. Gotcha.
Exciting live cast, huh, guys?
So, we'll see. We'll see if the Kings can indeed. Well, they should hold on here. I mean, they really should hold on here. There's no way the Kings can lose this game after how well they've played. My anxiety is high right now. I thought the Raiders only did this to me. Oh my God! I'll tell you, it's one thing that one missed free throw by Morant is huge. 4-point game instead of a 3-point game.
Exactly. Man. It's really big. Just don't foul a 3-point shooter. Give him the opportunity for a 4-point play. I've seen crazier things in my times watching Sacramento.
I love looking at everyone's comments. Damn, this is intense. Oh my gosh! Somebody says, "Can I do play-by-play?" I cannot do play-by-play. I'm sorry. After 16 losing seasons, I've learned not to stress anymore. Well, I think you're alone, because I think everyone else that's on this stream right now is stressing. Yeah. All right. Oh man, I love this. This is great, isn't it?
Great. This is great. That's what it's all about.
All right. Harrison Barnes again coming up huge at the line. So Barnes is making his free throws, and Harrison Barnes has really been playing well as of late during this stretch, but a veteran at the line, going to the line and making his free throws, that is huge. He makes them both. So now it's a 6-point game with 40 seconds left.
It's funny how long 40 seconds can take in basketball time.
Yeah. Well, Skip
Right?
Carey, the son of the legendary Harry Carey, was the TV announcer for the Atlanta Hawks for many years, and he was announcing a game one night, and the last 2 minutes went so long, he made a comment. He goes, "Let me tell you something. The last 2 minutes of these NBA games have lasted longer than some of my marriages."
Leave it to the Careys.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
All right. 6-point lead. 40 seconds to go.
This is good stuff. So, really, the only way Memphis can win this game, they got to make back-to-back threes, and they have to hope that the Kings miss their free throws, right?
Yeah. Yep. And keep the ball in Harrison Barnes' hands if you can. Run a play for him to stay.
Absolutely. Exactly right. If you're Memphis, you don't want to see Harrison Barnes at the line, who's been making all of his free throws. So Steven Adams makes them both. All right. Fox turned the ball over. Morant with a shot. 1 possession game. Wow.
108, 105, 23 seconds left. So you're Memphis.
Nothing easy, is it? Nothing's easy, is it?
Nope. It's torture.
full timeout Sacramento. Boy, a turnover, and the Memphis Grizzlies. But again, all you got to do if you're Sacramento is inbound the ball and make a free throw. That's all you need to do. That's it. It's all you need to do.
Yeah, and don't try to get bold and throw a lob to the rim or anything like that. Just get the ball inbounds.
Man, this is going down to the wire. Really appreciate those that have joined us early here on the stream. Grant and Rhino in Sacktown, and it's going down to the wire in Memphis. Kings started this fourth quarter with a 12-point lead, and the 17-point third quarter from Memphis. I love the way the Kings came out and started the second half, but they've allowed Memphis to get back into the game here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they have, and this is where we want to see them close. It's good for a young team to be even put in positions like this, especially on the road, but it is a little bit too close for comfort. There's no doubt about that.
Holy moly, Jim Bob Boley is right. Absolutely. Holy moly, Jim Bob Boley. You're exactly right. Yeah, it is closer than most people need. Yeah, Fox has had 2 bad turnovers, but, if you win the game, no one's going to care,
Yeah.
And tomorrow you have Atlanta, and you got to close out this game first. Just get the W. Yeah, when you're on the road, you're exactly right. Just get the W. You're 100% correct. All right, and so we're all on different time mechanisms here. I think I'm a little ahead of Ryan. I think that some of the people on the stream are ahead of me. So we're all doing this together, and we're all sharing our emotions in live real time over YouTube, on the internet, Facebook, Twitter. It's all good. This is fun, man. I enjoy doing this, Oh,
no
man.
Doubt.
Closing out this game will show how much this team has grown so far. No, I think they've already grown. Yes, they do need to close out the game, but this team's grown leaps and bounds already this year,
Yeah, they 7-game win streak, Grant, almost, if they're able to close this one out. I mean, that alone. But yeah, they're maturing before our eyes, and it's great to see.
If you don't like this dress, you don't like NBA basketball. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love Kings fans. They're
Grant,
the best.
who'd they get it into?
Sabonis misses the first of 2. 108-105. Second free throw for Sabonis upcoming. Wow. You got to make this free throw. You make this free throw, the game's probably over. Only 10 seconds left. You make the free throw, you win the game.
Well,
108, 105. Huh?
I said, if you're Memphis, do you shoot the 3 ball if he makes it?
100%.
Or do you go for 2?
No, okay. Not with 10 seconds left. You've got to. Then defensively, you can foul if you're the Kings, but he makes the free throw, so it's a moot point. 109-105. Moot point.
Doesn't that scare you though, Grant? Fouling so they don't or they can't shoot the 3, because with continuation, if they're going up, you never know what that call is going to be. Well,
they just made a quick basket. They didn't call a timeout. Now it's 109-107, and Sabonis is right back at the line, so he needs to make both. If he only makes one, if you're Sacramento, why would foul? So, I mean, this is going right down to the wire. Again, I credit Memphis for scoring that quick basket, and I'm with you. I don't know why they were fouling either there. I really don't. But anyway, here we go. 2-point game. Malik Monk coming in for Mitchell, getting good free throw shooters on the floor. And, yeah, I understand why. I understand. I get you. All right. So Morant makes the free throw, 109-108. After the Kings got sloppy and fouled there. I don't understand why they're fouling either with 3.9 seconds left. That makes no sense. And missed free throws too, man. Wow. Hey, don't tell me the Kings are going to blow this game. All right? Please tell me they're not going to blow this game. Foul with 3.9 seconds left. Tyus Jones with a personal foul take. I mean, wow. This is crazy. So now, all right, 109. I don't understand why they're fouling either here. 109-108. And we're going literally right down to the absolute horn here. 110-108.
111.
Yep. 3.9. Malik Monk, by the way, good substitution by the coach. He puts Monk in. He gets fouled. He makes both free throws. So now with 3.9, Memphis is in a full timeout. And we'll see how Mike Brown plays this strategically on the defensive end, whether he tries to foul in the act before a shot, or does he just let them try to take a desperation three? Man,
it's a
this
tough
is crazy.
decision. That's why he gets paid the big bucks, right, Grant? I mean, if you're going to take that foul, you got to take it early. Just make sure that they are nowhere close to the act of shooting, because they've already had their first foul under 2 minutes, as we've already seen.
Kings better pay for my hospital bills. Oh, my gosh. I would foul and not let Memphis shoot the three. Yes, I would. I would. The way the end of this game is gone, if I'm Sacramento, I would foul as soon as the ball is inbounded. Yes, I would. Absolutely. We have been here before. Yes, we have.
If they have Morant coming off, say a down screen or, a staggered screen, wouldn't you want to double him and force the ball inside for two and just let him have two? If you're not going to foul the 3-point shot.
Well,
or if you're not going to foul before they get a three.
I would foul. Here we go. So 111-108. Last possession. And we are going right down to the nitty-gritty. Man, I won't ruin it for everyone because I'm a little bit ahead. So I'll let you enjoy that, Ryan, so I don't spoil it for you.
All right.
By the way, I don't know what's happened yet, so I'm also letting you know that.
Looks like, okay.
Couple of substitutions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. Man.
You could hear a pin drop right now, correct?
I know. Wow. I'm going to let you experience it, Ryan, because I'm ahead of you, and I don't want to. And there are other people on the stream that don't know what's going on yet.
Okay. Oh boy.
It's incredible. I do not understand.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Is that unbelievable or what? So they foul Morant, 3-point attempt. Can you believe that?
Sacramento Kings for you.
Can you believe that?
It's the one thing you cannot do.
Yep, and they did that. Wow.
And now, theoretically, if this game goes into overtime, Memphis has all of the momentum.
Right. But the Kings are going to dodge one here. All right? They did. They hang on, and Morant misses that first free throw, makes the second. Where are you at on? You're way behind me, man. You're like behind me by like 45 seconds.
Yep.
And Memphis fouls Fox. Kings are going to win their 7th straight win. How about that for you? How about that finish for you?
No heart attacks in the chat, guys and gals. We all right?
Is that unbelievable or what?
That's unbelievable. Good learning lesson, though. Good learning lesson.
And Morant misses the first free throw and then obviously misses the third on purpose. How about that, huh? The cardiac Kings is right. Wow. Kings entered this quarter with a 12-point lead, and they were one missed free throw by Morant away from this game going into overtime. Wow. Well, you know what? A win's a win. Any win on the road is a good win, especially when you're playing a team like Memphis. So You'll take the win. That's 7 straight, and you got Atlanta tomorrow and Boston coming up on Friday. Final score, 113-109. It's in the books, 113-109. You'll take it.
There we go.
Man.
A little too close for comfort.
Yeah, Morant did take over this game, and that's what good players do, and that's what very good players do. You know? Lydia says this should have never been this close. You're right. It should have never been this close. All right? Somebody said that I'm glad Morant A win is proving these Kings can play. Listen, it's the NBA. Players are going to be in and out of the lineup. You must understand something. Sacramento has not had any injuries yet. The Memphis Grizzlies were playing without a guy that destroyed Sacramento just recently in Sacktown, Desmond Bane. All right, the Kings got a big break here. Breaks are a part of playing in the NBA, okay? Don't worry about it. You just play the games that are in front of you with the players that are there. I mean, if you're New Orleans, think about how lucky you got. You had to play the Warriors because Steve Kerr decided to bench everybody. I mean, you can't forecast those things. So just go out and play the game, get the wins. They all count the same, regardless of whether the other team's playing their players or not, you know?
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. You play the team in front of you, and I mean, you do have to remember Ja Morant playing dinged up. I mean, he was noticeably limping at times,
Yeah, of
even in the
course.
first quarter.
Yes, you could.
So, this was not a Memphis team, even with Bane out, that was at anywhere near 100%, and they still took us down to the wire.
Yep.
So, but you got to take the good from it. You got to take the bad and learn from it, and you move on to Atlanta, and you hopefully start the road trip 2-0 going into Boston.
That's exactly right. And right now you're 10-6. So even if you lose both games, you come home 10-8, and you got Phoenix and Indiana on the homestand to start. So here's your your fourth set of 5, and you're now 1-0. I like going in 5-game increments, and they don't always have to be pretty. Listen, when you play 82 games, you're going to lose games like tonight, and guess what? You're going to be on the other side and win some of these games that you had no business winning. They all even out at the end of the year. But 113 to 109, and it goes into the win column, and Sacramento is 4 games over 500. There you go. Right? There you go.
Yep, that is it. And like you said, Grant, it is a long season, and it's fun for Kings fans to look at this and pick apart the bad because there has been so much good. But you do have to remember exactly what Grant said. One thing that stuck out to me, Grant, was we got dominated inside. We could not handle Adams. We couldn't handle Jaren Jackson.
Nope.
We've got to do something about our size because we're being manhandled by teams that are bigger than us, which you would expect, even though the game is more on the perimeter these days.
Absolutely. All right, let's go over some of the numbers. Harrison Barnes was huge. He had 26 points, and he made his free throws when he needed to down the stretch. 8 of 8 from the line, Harrison Barnes. Fox had another great game with 32 points. He only had 1 turnover. All right, so he's doing a good job of taking care of the ball, although he did get sloppy with the ball at the end of the game. Herter had 18. Keegan Murray, 24 minutes, only 2 points and 3 rebounds. Off the bench tonight, all right, Metu with 10 points. And Malik Monk, big free throws down the stretch, ended up with 14. Jaren Jackson Jr., 22 points, only 3 rebounds. Morant, who did surprise everyone in play, 34 points, but he turned the ball over 5 times. And he also, you ready for this, Ryan? He missed 6 free throws.
Not like Morant
right.
whatsoever. Same could be said for Kevin Herter. He struggled a little bit. He made 2 in a row, or missed 2 in a row as well. So that ankle, Grant, with free throws, you're lifting, you're not jumping. So that definitely has to be, or I would guess that would affect Ja at the line.
Absolutely. And Go Kings is right. Light the beam. Yes, indeed. Light the beam. Somebody said, tied for second. I don't care how ugly it was. A battle's a battle. That's true. A battle is a battle. You're right. On the road, it doesn't really matter. Go out and win the game. I totally agree with you. Does not matter. You're absolutely correct. 113, 109. We're talking about it here on YouTube Live. I'm Grant Napier, Ryan in Sacktown. And Memphis is a good team. They are a very good team. They're not as good of a team without one of their best players and another of their best players who was nowhere near 100%. But no one's going to feel sorry for you in this league. I'm fine with that. All right. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. How about this one? Last year, we would have lost this game. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Ryan. They would have lost this game last year.
Yeah, arguably, we'd be on a 2-game losing streak. So we probably would have lost the Detroit game as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm right there with that commenter.
All right. Keep on coming with the chat line. We'll get to as many as we can. I'm so happy that we have this type of an audience already. The Kings get the victory I'm suggesting you cover other sports like cricket on your radio show 20 plus years ago, and I'm still waiting for an apology. I still haven't covered cricket. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. I'm not going to start covering cricket. I'm not even covering soccer in the World Cup. I don't know what else to tell you. And here's something else, Mr. Cricket. This is a NBA Sacramento Kings postgame show. If you want cricket, you better go somewhere else. But in the meantime, thank you very much for being here with yours truly and Ryan in Sacktown. And guess what? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Mr. Jenkins, and you and yours down there in beautiful SoCal. The energy is back in Sacktown. You're right about that. It's the Arco Arena. Energy is back in Sacktown. 113-109, the final. And you're right. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like Kings basketball. Oh, boy. We're having fun here. The Kings are you ready for this? 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. 4 games over 500. Do you believe in miracles? Where's Al freaking Michaels when you need him?
Yeah, right. Who would have thought at this point, after starting off 0-4, now we're 4 over 500. Position great, excitement in Sacramento. So let's enjoy the ride and keep cheering this team along.
All right. Mike Brown called an early timeout to change the game in the third quarter. I think Mike Brown's been doing, obviously, a great job. I don't think that anyone has any issues with Mike Brown. Did Memphis show the way to beat the Kings? Listen, it's still early in the season. Teams are going to dissect all these games, break it down, and I think that's part of what is going on with Keegan. I think that there's now video on him. They see what he does very well, what he has as weaknesses, and all rookies have weaknesses, and I think he's got to figure out how to work on his weaknesses. And everyone's got weaknesses, and I think, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, Grant. Keegan's gotten, in my opinion, just a little bit timid and settling for that three-point shot. We know he can shoot the floater in the lane. It's just a matter of giving a pump fake and getting down there, and that'll get him to the line a little bit more, get him settled down. But it's a long season. And as far as figuring out the Kings had a lot of open looks tonight that they normally make, that they didn't. So I'd be interested to see what that chatter meant by figuring out the way to beat us.
Jerry is not getting a mohawk, folks, so don't even go there. It's not happening, all right? It's not happening. Is the beam energy efficient? That's a great question. I don't know if it's energy efficient. Thank you for the love. Really appreciate that. I don't know about the beam. I don't think really people care if it's energy efficient or not. I don't think so.
Wouldn't the beam have to technically be energy efficient because everything runs off solar at Golden One?
Great point. Great point. And I'm glad you said that because you know what? I'd have all these people sending me messages and, gee, Grant, you should know you were there when the arena was being built and you used to talk about it all the time. And, so, man. All right, 113-109, we're talking about it. And, well, I didn't have a problem with the calls at the end of the game. I really didn't. And yeah, it does mean more since Morant played. Yes, it does. But, the standings say 10-6. It doesn't say it means more because Morant played. All right, don't worry about that. Everyone's trying to, just look and zero in on everything. And, wow, Anthony Davis got injured again tonight? Gee, that never happens.
Oh, my gosh.
I just saw that on the I didn't know that. Did he get injured again tonight? I
didn't know that either.
Oh, man. Did he get hurt getting out of the shower, or did he get hurt on the floor? I mean,
my money's on the floor. He's on the floor more than that mop is when they go to the other end of the court.
What's up with Rashawn Holmes? He's not in the rotation. Doesn't matter. You're winning. Don't worry about things that don't worry about things that don't matter. I mean, Rashawn, there's going to come a time. I'm telling you right now, Ryan. There's going to come a time when they're going to need Rashawn Holmes, and he's going to step on the floor and he's going to do what he does. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about that. If you're winning, don't worry about the rotation. Don't worry about the rotation.
Yeah, Grant, you're exactly right. And I've seen Mike Brown has been very, very, intent on matchups. So we don't see the same guy coming off the bench every game. It could be Monk. It could be Lyles. And so it's all about the matchup. So there
Yep.
will be a matchup out there for Sean.
I did see something on Twitter. I did watch it. KD giving love to Kevin Huerter and the Kings. Absolutely. Grant, can you turn the sprinklers on for Huerter for old time's sake? I'll do it tomorrow when he goes back to Atlanta. How's that? I'll wait until he gets back to his former team and see if he can torch, all right, his last team. All right, let's see if he can go to Atlanta and get the job done. All right, here's one that says, we had a dandy in Memphis. Miss you, Grant. You were greatly missed. Thank you. We did have a dandy in Memphis, Tennessee on Beale Street. You ever been to Memphis?
I have not. I have always wanted to go. I hear Tennessee is the place to go.
Tennessee's a great state. My brother moved there with his wife. Downtown Memphis is not a great place. Downtown Memphis is not. All right? Downtown, but the surrounding areas of Memphis are beautiful. Maybe the Kings choked a little down the stretch, but at the same time, they made enough plays to win. Well, they made their free throws. And winning to learn in crunch time, yes, I agree with that. Very good point. Again, back to Richaun Holmes. Needs to keep working on his game. Don't worry about Richaun Holmes. Stop worrying about Richaun. He's going to be fine. All right? He is working. Don't worry about him. You know?
I can probably assure you that he's not just sitting on the bench when the games aren't going on. Yeah. He's working on his game. Come on, these are professionals. It's their job.
People are. If you think Keegan Murray's a bust, then you know absolutely nothing about sports. Okay, you know nothing about sports. Unbelievable. Anita makes a great point here that the team fell apart after Davion went out. His defense is underrated, but we found a way to grind out the win. I'll tell you this. Davion Mitchell defensively is fun to watch. He's really fun to watch. Anita makes a great point right there.
Yeah. Well, first off, when does Anita not make a great point, Grant? Very shout out to Anita. But yeah, he's a grinder. He just does the dirty stuff that doesn't show up on the play or on the box score. And seeing him take a charge, seeing him guard. I wanted to see more of him tonight on Ja and really press him with that bad ankle. But I do want to see also a way we can get Mitchell a little bit more incorporated into the offense. He does get his back cuts, gets his layups, but I want to get him going as well on the other side.
Somebody asked me, what are my thoughts on Keegan Murray starting? Here are my thoughts. The Kings have won 7 in a row. They're 10-6. If they got Santa Claus starting right now as one of their 5, I would say don't make any changes because you're winning. All right? Don't worry about it. They're winning. Don't worry about the lineups. Don't worry about all of that stuff. All you worry about is the standings. All right? And I really mean that. Don't worry about things like that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do we understand that, folks? Very important. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Murray is a rookie getting adjusted to this fast offense. Give it some time. I'm not worried about him. I'm really not worried about Keegan Murray. It will take some time. All right? How tough is it on a team to go through it back-to-back? It's a mindset. It's a short trip. You do lose an hour going to Atlanta. It's a mindset. Teams practice hard before games. Consider this a hard practice. Then you get ready for the game tomorrow. Here's what I do know. Good teams win on second nights of back-to-backs. There you have. If you're a good team, you don't worry about stuff like that. When the Kings were winning 50-plus and 60-plus games, they weren't worried about playing 4 games in 5 nights, which, by the way, teams don't do anymore. We used to have 4 games in 5 nights, like twice a year. Kings would go 4-0 on those games. Why? Because they knew they were better than the other team they were playing. It's a mindset. It's not an issue. Good teams don't talk about playing on the second night of back-to-backs. They don't. You know what they do? They go out and they win. That's what they do. That's what they do. All right. Hit us up again. We're having a great response so far here on the stream, and I'm not worried about Keegan Murray. Said 2 points is very bad. Not necessarily. 2 points can be bad, but 2 points can also be okay. Let's look at Keegan Murray tonight, all right? And let's look at his plus-minus. All right, well, how many points did the Kings win by tonight, folks? They won by 4 points, right? Keegan Murray played 24 minutes tonight. When Keegan Murray was on the floor, his team outscored the other team, Memphis, by 2 points. How would you characterize Harrison Barnes' game tonight? Excellent, right? How would you characterize De'Aaron Fox's game tonight? Excellent, right? Yeah. Harrison, when he was on the floor, his team was outscored by 3, and when De'Aaron was on the floor tonight, his team was outscored by 4 points. Now, those numbers aren't always a telltale story, but I'm just trying to illustrate the point that when Keegan Murray was on the floor in his 24 minutes, the Kings were 2 points better than Memphis. So let's not blow this out of proportion. He's not hurting the team right now. That's the point I'm trying to make. The Kings have won 7 in a row with him in the starting lineup, and now all of a sudden you want to change the starting lineup? Why? Why? That makes no sense. Why would you fix something that doesn't need to be fixed? I mean, why? Somebody wants to know what's my favorite all-time interview. I'd have to think about that. Probably Wayman Tisdale, but there are many. But right, Ryan, you're not going to change anything right now.
Absolutely not. Why would you? And, it's cool that we get to be nitpicky, right? I mean, you're a fan. You can do that. But they're winning. That's what we wanted. So, no, you just let Keegan. It's so good for him to get this experience right now, Grant, with the starting 5, in my opinion, and get a little flow. I mean, it's Harrison Barnes had games with 2 points this season. So let's just simmer down.
Yeah, I'd probably say Danny Ainge now that I've had a chance to think about it. Danny was a phenomenal interview. Love to have Danny on. Danny was on my show every week too. Loved him. All right. Continue with the chat messages. Grant Napier, Ryan in Sacktown. Don't listen. I understand where you're coming from with that. Don't say if. If should not really factor into when someone takes a shot. Every player in the NBA can say if. We go by what we see, but we go by the end result. And the end result is that the Kings have won 7 games in a row with Keegan Murray starting. And now all of a sudden you want to know if Mike Brown should take him out of the starting lineup? No. Not at all. Not at all. All right. More messages. Metu looked good tonight. What did you think of him tonight, Ryan?
I thought he looked great. He fills that little hole that they need of energy, a little bit of inside play, explosiveness. So I would like to see him get more minutes, quite frankly. Grant, what about you?
Yeah, I think he will, but I also think that Mike Brown is set in on his rotation. And when things are going this well, I don't think you want to mess around. I don't think you change things. I really don't. All right? I really don't think there's any reason to mess around with what's working right now.
Well, Grant, they could take Keegan Murray out of the starting lineup.
They could take De'Aaron Fox out of the starting lineup too,
Yeah, they could. You're right.
They could take Kevin Huerter out of the starting lineup. You know who else they could take out of the starting lineup? They could take Harrison Barnes out of the starting lineup. You know who else they could? They could take Domantas Sabonis out of the starting lineup. But those are the only 5 players on the entire team that they could take out of the starting lineup. See, you don't get facts like this anywhere else on Kings postgame shows, do you? Do you?
No, you don't. That is an excellent stat. And we didn't even need analytics for that, Grant.
No. Great. Josh says this is a much better team, and they are playing great basketball. Fox is an all-star. Well, if he keeps playing like this, he'll be an all-star. Absolutely. Kevin Huerter's having a really fine year. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Fox is not on Ja, Luka, or Young. Well, this year he is.
Yeah, if you look at the numbers, there's no doubt about that. And also, I want to go back. The team, Grant, they are getting national pub out the wazoo, and it's not affecting a young team. They're keeping their heads down, and they're playing. That's another really, really good thing that we're not giving them credit for.
This year, Fox is an all-star. If the all-star game were held this coming weekend, he would be on the all-star team. Through the first 15 games of the season, now 16, he's an all-star. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If the all-star game were this coming weekend, he would be unanimously selected by the coaches to be on the all-star team. So if you don't think he's an all-star this year, you're not watching the same game that I'm watching.
Agreed, Grant. I guess I got to pose this question. I know that it's very cool to be an all-star. It's a big achievement, but to me, what's the difference? It's what he's doing for the Kings, not one exhibition game with the other guys. It's good
It's
for
it's a,
Sacramento. I get it.
it's huge for the players. It's an unbelievably incredible honor, and it also helps your contract. But not that in Fox's case that's going to matter,
Yeah.
but it is a huge deal to the players, Ryan. It's huge, not just a little bit. It's huge, absolutely huge.
Is that something that could help Fox get a little bit more of those calls that we talk about, those 6-year calls from the refs, if he was to be an
Doesn't hurt.
all-star?
Doesn't hurt. Does not hurt. Absolutely, does not hurt. Somebody says that he's not better than Lillard. Well, he's having a better year than Lillard. It's not even debatable. So if it came down this year to Damian Lillard or De'Aaron Fox, based on what we now know, okay, he would clearly be selected over Damian Lillard. And you're the last. This is the last message I'm putting up on you. You know why? Because you're delusional. You're delusional. All right, Luka, unanimous vote by the fans. Yes. Curry, unanimous vote by the fans. Yes. There are more than 2 guards that make the All-Star team. Memo, memo, memo. More than 2 guards make the All-Star team. De'Aaron Fox, if the team were selected today, which we know it's not selected until February. So I am going to say, you know what, Grant, why are you wasting your time talking about stuff that doesn't matter? What the hell's wrong with you? Who the hell cares? It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Move on. Thank you. I'm going to follow my own advice. Go away, Madden. Go away. Go away. All right. I had to do my rant, Ryan. You know?
I'm with you. It'll
Somebody
only
said,
be a few.
what's that, buddy?
I was going to say, it's only going to be a few more minutes till we get the Coach of the Year comments, too. Is Mike Brown Coach of the Year?
Oh, absolutely. Incredible. All right. I love doing this. A lot of fun. Somebody says I'm on fire. Let me tell you something. I'm passionate, baby. I'm passionate. I'm passionate. You got to do it. Got to do it. All right? Someone says that De'Aaron Fox was just the player of the week. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He and Tyrese Halliburton. How great's that game going to be next week in Sacktown?
Oh, it's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
It's going to be probably emotional for Tyrese, too.
It's going to be definitely for both sides. So 113 to 109. Rhino, I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous Thanksgiving. And tomorrow, I will be on with the one and only Jerry Reynolds here at 3 o'clock. I think you're going to join me after that, but you won't be able to join me tomorrow night on the post game. So it's all good, buddy. I appreciate that.
Thanks, buddy. I hope you all see you tomorrow for the afternoon show, but hope you have a great Thanksgiving as well. And everybody out there have a great Thanksgiving, and join Grant after the game for Atlanta.
Thanks, buddy. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer and take some of your chat messages. And somebody asked, I'll tell you, the messages are coming in so fast. It's I'm challenging to get to them all, but I'll stay on for a little bit more because I love doing this for everybody. You all are freaking awesome, My pleasure. Can't wait for the No Filter show. And happy Thanksgiving, Rhino. Yes, indeed. I also want to let everybody know that I am very thankful for New Works Plumbing of Sacramento. Locally owned for over 20 years, New Works has a fix for you. And remember, if you have an emergency in the middle of the night, well, the Kings almost had an emergency tonight with about 5 seconds left to go in the game, and they could have called New Works. I don't know if New Works would have made a call to Memphis, but you never know. You never know, but they are available 24/7. And I hope you don't have an emergency. Just go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. That was almost an emergency tonight, right? I mean, if they had blown that game, could you imagine this show if the Kings had lost that game? Oh, my goodness gracious. That would have been crazy. Thought on Brown's rotation so far, really liking the combos and matchups he is making. You know what I like? 10-6. 10-6. I don't know about demolishing the Hawks. That's going to be an interesting game, for sure. All right, let's move on to some other messages. Appreciate all the support. You all are the freaking best. Yeah, a lot of people would have lost their mind if they had lost. Somebody says, get a billboard in Sacramento, promote the show. Well, I'll tell you what, it's the Bear family, start a fund. Start a fund, get some money. I can't afford it. If you want to put some money together and get a billboard for me to promote the show more, I would be grateful for you. I'd be grateful. Thank you very much. Vintage Grant is back. Vintage. I'm so excited, Grant. It feels like I'm a kid again. How old are you? You didn't tell me how old you are. You know? You didn't tell me how old you are. All right. Somebody said, oh gosh, it's going so fast I can't even. Someone said they were going to chip in for the billboard. Let's see. I'll drop on that Grant billboard. Go fund me. Appreciate you all. You all are freaking the best. You know? You're the best. Would you say the Kings have a deep bench now? Yes. Yes. And yes. And yes. And yes. All I want for Christmas is some Grant Napier kisses. Probably not happening, Tyler. I really like you fans, and I appreciate your support. Kisses probably aren't coming your way. I really hope that doesn't disappoint you. I really hope that you're okay with that. How about this? There's your kiss. All right? I'll give you one more. All right? Even Ryan, there you go. There's your kiss. All right? Does that make you happy? All right? Somebody wants to know, why are the Kings so much better this year? Herter and Murray are good additions, but the main reason is Mike Brown. No. The main reason is Domantas Sabonis. That's why. Because he has completely changed De'Aaron Fox as a player. Then you add Herter. Those are the main differences. I'm not taking anything away from Mike Brown. And if it seems to sound that way, I don't mean it to. I'm not doing that. I'm just talking. The biggest difference on this year's team is Sabonis, who has completely made De'Aaron Fox a better player. We saw it beginning right after the trade with the Indiana Pacers. There you have. That's it. All right. Somebody wants to know, when will these TV media stations start playing this team nationwide? It will happen. It will happen. It will happen. Definitely is going to happen. Man, my heart wants us to pick up Boogie, but I just don't want to ruin the chemistry we got. Well, you need a new heart. All right? That's what you should ask for the holidays, a new heart, because your heart is leading you astray. Grant, do you think the Kings can win 25 games this season? Well, if they don't, I'm going to stop doing this show because I'm not going to be able to take all the venom from all you people. All right? So, yes, they better. They better. Fox shooting much more consistent. He sure is. And Sabonis will continue to get better. You're exactly right. Appreciate all the support. You know? Heart transplant. Yes, that's what that individual needs, is a heart transplant. All right, 113 to 109. How about that? 113 to 109. Am I still in touch with Scott Pollard? It would be great to have him on your postgame show. Yes, as a matter of fact, I am going to have Scott on my postgame show. Maybe I'll see if he'll come on if he watches the Indiana game. Actually, he won't. He'll be sleeping. That game's in Sacramento. When the game is in Indiana, maybe I'll have him on. Or we'll have him on anyway. All right? We'll have him on anyway. Ref's going to start giving us respect. Love you, Grant. Stop worrying about the officials. Worry about things you can worry about. Worry about things you control. Don't worry about the officials. Can't worry about whether the official's going to make a call or not. You just can't. You know? We'll love Brad Miller on the post-game show, too. Somebody says. Yeah, you never know. You know? Absolutely. Good question. Somebody wants to know, what do you think about the Oakland A's leaving or staying in Oakland? Here's what I think about that. This is a Sacramento Kings postgame show. If you want to talk about the Oakland A's, I suggest you wait until tomorrow when I'm doing my Listen App show and an open forum Wednesday at 4 o'clock. All right? There you have it. I hope that makes sense to you. Grant, what do you think about the last 5 minutes in the Kings' time management? I feel they were pushing the ball too fast, not working the clock. Totally agree with you. I thought they had some very bad possessions. Very, very happy with that question because you're spot on. It's a very astute point by you. All right. Somebody says we need to play like the refs are always against us. No, you need to play like don't worry about what calls the refs make. All right. Just go out and play the game. Just go out and play the game. Period. That's it. Somebody wants to know why they had Kevin Huerter on the floor at the end of the game, because he's one of the Kings' best players, and generally he's going to make us free throws at the end of the game. That's why. All right? Somebody wants to know, have the Kings... Whoops, sorry about that. I apologize. Yeah, it was soft. It was soft. The question that I try to get up there, have the Kings moved up in the playoff rankings, in your opinion, since the 7-game streak? Well, just, again, Brian, look at the standings. That's what the standings are for, right? Let's see what the standings are right now. All right, the reason why you have the standings is because it's the only thing in sports that matters. Nothing else matters. Nothing. Nothing else matters. That's it. Standings. And when you have 82 games and you get to the end of 82 games, you look at the standings. The Kings are 4th in the West at 10-6. When the 7-game win streak started, they were 13th. So I would say, yeah, they've moved up in the standings. I would say yes. Yes, yes, yes. Somebody wants to know, can you do a fund me page? No, I cannot. I appreciate that. I won't ever do anything that's self-serving. So I appreciate that very much. I shouldn't say I would never do anything that's self-serving, but no. But I appreciate the fact that you all are even thinking about that. All right? Standings are beautiful and simple. They sure are, aren't they? They sure are. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. The more you live stream, Grant, the more trolls you will get. Just ignore them. That's a fabulous point. You know? Thoughts on the interview between Vivek and Carmichael Dave? I didn't see it, nor will I see it. I have no interest in it. If you want to continue with the messages, somebody says he still has the Kings winning 40 games this year. Well, if they win 40 games, they'll be in the playoffs, right? So we'll see. Somebody says, do I have a different win total for the Kings? No, I don't, because they're going to have injuries. And when they have injuries, I need to know at what magnitude and the severity. So, no, I absolutely will not change that. Again, folks, we're not yet to Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving is in 2 days, but I've seen things change in a hurry. All right. I have seen things change from really bad to really good in a hurry, and from really good to really bad. So I'm not ready to go there just yet. All right. I'm really not. Somebody said trolls will give your channel viewers. Wow. Somebody said thoughts on Isaiah Thomas not in the NBA. He's had his chance. He's had a lot of teams give him looks, and his injury that he suffered while with Boston, unfortunately, has kept him out of the league. And I'm really sad for Isaiah, because he is just an incredible person with an incredible work ethic. You know, my thoughts on Keegan Murray is he's a rookie going through some tough times. But while he's going through tough times, the Kings are winning. You know? There you go. So I'm not as concerned about that, you know? It's a very good question. I'll be very honest. Is it upsetting that you aren't a part of the team now that they're finally winning? That's a great question, Sean. That's a great question. No. What's upsetting to me is that a person of my resume, now I am going to sound self-serving, could have their career turned upside down because they believe in equality and believe that everyone's equal and believes in all lives matter, every single one. That's how I would answer that question. Am I bothered that I'm not doing the games and the Kings are winning? I'm not bothered because the Kings are either winning or losing. I'm bothered that we live in a country where a person's body of work is ignored and how they've lived their entire life is swept under the carpet over 6 words, all lives matter, every single one. So that's how I would answer that question. I have said this. Thank you very much. I have said that I am grateful, okay? Grateful that I had 32 years behind the mic for the Sacramento Kings. And I cherished every year. I cherished the good times. I cherished the bad times. I cherished meeting all of you fans after games, before games, on my radio show. And so I think it's sad what our country is experiencing right now. I think it's an absolute travesty. And I think cancel culture is a real problem in the United States. All right. And so I'm happy for you that you're genuinely excited. Thank you. I'm genuinely excited for you that you are experiencing joy again with a basketball team that has been so bad for so long. All right. And I'm taking a lot of joy in seeing and reading your messages. And I'm happy for you beyond belief. All right. And I'm thankful for you. All right. I'm thankful that you want to spend an hour or more with me talking about your team that is now giving you so much joy. I'll be at your wedding. Invite me if I can. You know? Absolutely. All wins matter. Someone just put up there and I didn't get to it in time. Let me see if I can find it. All wins do matter. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Incredible. Not going to happen, Progressive G. I appreciate the love. Yeah, I'll get Jerry on a post game. Jerry's coming on tomorrow at 3:00. You know, so we'll see. I love you. Thank you for all your support. You all are freaking the best. You know, you're the best. You really are. You'll always be the face of the Kings. I appreciate that. Kings fans will always have a special place right here. All right. And I love how awesome you all are to me. It really is amazing. The support is incredible. All right. Kings win tomorrow, Atlanta. All right. Tomorrow it's the Atlanta Hawks. So tomorrow at 3:00, right here on YouTube Live, Jerry Reynolds will be with me. And then I will be on after the game tomorrow in Atlanta. And I hope that you can join me for both of those shows. Something else that I wanted to talk about is my podcast today. We can't wait for your book. There are a lot of people that probably are anxious for my book to come out. I'll just leave it at that. Somebody says I'm allowed to be at the Golden One Center. Sure. Yes. But my podcast today, my stories of my childhood and my father and my upbringing is available for you. Just go to my website, ifyoudon'tlikethat.com. It's right there for you, ifyoudon'tlikethat.com. Or you can go to your favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Grant Napier Show. And if you haven't already done so, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe. All right. If you would subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And hit the like button. Book or documentary? Book. You know, if somebody asked to do a documentary on me, I would ask them why, you know? So somebody said, great podcast today. You are a master storyteller. Thank you, Tom. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. You know, happy Thanksgiving to you. You all are the best. We're going to wrap it up. An hour post-game show. Kings win. They're now 10-6. And I will say this. I will leave you with this. All right? You ready? Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like Kings basketball. Oh, boy. And happy Thanksgiving. Take care. Join me tomorrow right here on YouTube Live. So long, everybody.